To present the final award of the evening, I'm pleased to welcome one of our New York State senators representing the 33rd District of the Bronx. Since taking office in 2011, he's been focused on addressing issues of health inequity, as well as promoting better nutritional and exercise habits through his initiative, Bronx Can. In January 2013, he was named the ranking member of the New York Senate's Health Committee. So please help me welcome New York State Senator Gustavo Rivera.
Good evening, everyone. Last, but certainly not least, I am here to introduce my good friend, Karen Washington. First things first, last but not least, then first things first, see what I did there? The James Beard Foundation, I should say, you today are honoring a great woman, and a couple of years ago I had the opportunity to also give her an award. One of the things that we do in the State Senate is we name a woman of distinction every year. And so I had the great pleasure of making Karen Washington one of those women of distinction. However, she was unable to join me in Albany because she was at the White House. So I guess both the President and I are joining a very select group of people in honoring our good friend Karen Washington. I met Karen a few years ago now, as the brief introduction said. Well, I've been serving since 2010, but one of the things that I did in 2011 when I got sworn in, I launched the Bronx Can Health Initiative. Bronx is, out of 62 counties in the state of New York, it is the unhealthiest county of all of them. The Robert Woods Johnson Foundation found 4 years in a row that the Bronx has the higher rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I launched the Bronx Can Health Initiative to talk about CAN stands for Changing Attitudes Now, speaking about the things that we could do individually to change our habits to be a little bit healthier. But it was my interaction with a lot of people, but particularly with Karen, that I started thinking about not just personal habits, but access, and access to better food choices. And that is something that she has been fighting for a very long time. So I'm immensely proud to call her my friend, my constituent, my colleague, and my ally, not only because of what she does, but where she does it. There's a lot of people that have stood on this stage today and have talked about their second, third, fourth generation farmers. Well, I know nothing about no vegetables. As evidenced by the fact that the salad that I had, 80% of the salad, I had no idea what it was. It's a true story. I stood there and I was like, what is this? This is good. And she's like, that's this, that's this. There's like 3 different types of squash or something. I had no idea. But it was great stuff. But it was, but the point of the matter is that she has educated me in so much. When she looks at an abandoned lot, she sees a farm. When she looks at the buildings and at the school kids that she teaches every day on how to farm, she sees possibility. She sees potential. It is all those things that she has taught me. And if I can do anything next year, hopefully, if political winds change, will be in the majority. So I'll be the chair of the Health Committee in the Senate. And when I do that, I look forward to having a conversation with this lady right by my side so that when we can talk about healthcare policy in the state of New York, we can do so and have those ideas that she has been championing for so long drive that conversation forward. So let's take a second to watch this great video. I can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch it. So let's watch Karen Washington's video, and then we'll have her up on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen Washington. Give it up for her. Last but not least, I do have to leave by throwing my X's up. This is something we Bronxites do. We throw our X's up, and I throw my X up right there.
Whoa. Well, this has been a whirlwind year for me. Gosh. Okay. I talk a lot, but today I'm speechless. For those who know me, that I speak a lot. It's been an incredible year. I recently retired from physical therapy after 37 and a half years. I'm 60 years of age, and I want to farm. So if anyone has 3 acres out there, I want to farm, and I want to grow food, and I want to feed people every day. In the Bronx, I look in the face of hunger and poverty. And I want to change that. I want to be able to feed people and give people that opportunity to eat with dignity. You know, when a person comes with my farmer's market and they don't have any money and they're using their EBT card or they're on welfare or they're homeless or they just got out of jail, it's hard to ask for something. It's hard to ask for even an apple. But I think it's important that when someone is so low and the thing that binds us is food and they're asking for food, we should be incredible enough to give them dignity when they receive it. So, my work continues. You know, my work continues as long as there's hunger and poverty. My work continues not only in the Bronx, but all over the world. I also want to take this opportunity to really acknowledge the elders. You know, we have this sort of new movement, urban agriculture, and everyone thinks it's new, but there's been so many people who were out there in the very beginning turning empty lots into community gardens who are now in their 70s and 80s, and they really don't get the credit of this new movement. And so I really want people to understand that when they're in those new gardens and those new urban farms, that they just didn't appear magically, but there were a foundation of elders that were out there in the land, in places where nobody wanted to go. I remember Red Hook. You talking about Red Hook back in the day? No one go to Red Hook, but Red Hook is like, whoa, Red Hook. Same with like Harlem, you know, and same with Lower East Side, and everyone wants to move there. But there were times when nobody wanted to move those places, and there were people that stood there and found a foundation and gave hope. And I want people to look at my neighborhood, and I think I said it this morning, with different eyes. Don't look at the devastation, but look at the hope. Come into my neighborhood, not to fix things because we already have leaders. We know how to fix things. But come in with solutions. Stand beside me and others to share your wealth and your knowledge. Just because people are categorized as being poor, or this sort of new thing called a food desert, and don't let me get started with the food desert, because no one in my neighborhood talked about a food desert. You know, no way. We have food, unhealthy food, but it's no desert. That's a conversation that we can't have, but the conversation is that how, as a society, we become inclusive so that we can end hunger and poverty, so that people can come into my neighborhood and bring their resources and bring their wealth and bring their economic development and bring incredible knowledge, so that we don't have that sort of a conversation of people who are poor and impoverished. So I want to, before I leave, I know it's getting late, but I want to thank my two children, Kendra and Brian. Can you stand up? My daughter got her PhD, you know, last year, first into African American in our family. My son is a health inspector, so he's been inspecting the food to make sure that people have not been, you know, the temperature is right, and newly appointed as a supervisor. I'm just so blessed for the little things that I have in life. I have my good friend Jane over there, because Jane, we're gonna be kick butt. We're gonna be farming here so that people have a chance to taste that good food that we're gonna grow together with our friends. So I know it's getting late and I have said a lot, but please join me as a person of color, as a woman, as a person that lives in the Bronx, not the other B, Brooklyn, but the Bronx, and bring it up to the standard like all the other boroughs, like Manhattan and Brooklyn. Share with me the enthusiasm to make this world a better place. Thank you so much.